Haruki, I'm a freelance illustrator, photographer. I do some creative direction sometimes, but generally sort of creative.
So Haruki, how did you get your name then?
My introduction to art was through like graffiti. So we always used to use aliases and names and stuff like that. So Haruki was a kind of thing like that where I didn't show my face at first when I was doing my artwork. So, but the name itself kind of originates from like Eastern world. So it's like Japanese anime, that kind of thing. So it's like East and West collides, alias name. Yeah.
Okay, so how was it like growing up for you in London?
Growing up in Grove was, I'll be honest with you, I'm grateful for it because it was a strong community. It's probably changed a little bit now, but like it was a very strong community growing up, predominantly Moroccan, but I found that kind of home and sense of family here. It was a very kind of lively, buzzy area, a lot of artwork, a lot of graffiti and things that kind of helped me be creative, I guess. So yeah, I think for me it was the best place I could grow up at for me personally. So yeah.
Okay, what inspired you to become a photographer?
I suppose I just like creating things, innit? So it was like one day I decided to pick up a camera. My dad was quite into photography, but like on a sort of just like family photo kind of thing. But he loved cameras and stuff. And then I used to take photos of like buildings, environments, sort of environmental photography, or architectural. But then sort of later on I decided portraits. And yeah, I sort of, through my artwork, got into the music industry. And then once I sort of started going to the actual shoots, it was one shoot I was at with Pastor Lou and a couple of guys, and I was like, man, I should really be taking some photos. So the next shoot, I pulled out my camera and yeah, kind of went from there.
So through your Instagram, I see you do a little bit of drawing as well.
Yeah.
So would you say that with your photography, you being able to draw as well has helped you as well to kind of become known or people to recognise what you do besides being a photographer?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say first and foremost, I'm an illustrator and artist, so I think the photography had come and kind of joined with that. So when I did start my photography again, especially in the music game, I decided to join the art and the photography together. So I'd take pictures, draw over them, etc., etc. But I suppose now it's a bit more of a separate thing. So like once a couple of photos started getting used for like covers or cover shots and stuff like that, I kind of separated them. But they still kind of go hand in hand. A lot of my artwork that I do for covers originates from photos I take of people. So I use my own photos as reference.
So who inspires you?
Artwork or photography?
Both.
Artwork is a long list, but I mean any sort of like artists from the Renaissance, sort of Da Vinci and the greats in that sense, or like the more contemporary artists like Andy Warhol. Basquiat is a massive influence to me, but not so much the artwork, it's just more like the deeper meaning in his work. In terms of nowadays artists, there are a few cores, all the artwork that's done with like Babe, so I don't know, it's loads of them, so it's quite hard to pick. But in terms of photography, in terms of recent times, Volandes in America and a few others, but yeah.
So besides the people you've already worked along with, if you could work with anyone else, who would you work with and why?
Virgil Abloh. I think that's one of the things, like he's one of those people, although the fashion is one thing, but he, as a creative, I find him quite incredible. And it's one of those things where Virgil reached out to me once, and then ever since that time I was like, I need to work with you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just been like a thing since then. Other than that, I talk quite a lot to, I don't know if you know Baz in America, he's like a rapper out there, but he's signed to Dreamville. So I'm hoping sometime this year or next year I'm going to be going out there and spending some time with J. Cole and them guys. So that's kind of like goals as well. So yeah.
Big goal.
Trying, yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Like, trying to work on some stuff with Roddy Ricch at the moment as well. So it's like all together. I'm hoping to get out there and sort of network as much as I can.
Yeah, definitely. Expansion is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What, Japan is the goal.
Yeah,
that is the goal. That's it. America's the stepping stone, but I'm trying to get out to like.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so starting off as a photographer, how was that journey for you? Did you find it like where you had to keep going through the hard struggles before you got to the successes? Like, how was it for you? How did you get into it fully?
I'll be honest with you, I think like my photography career, I feel like it stood out a little bit more because it wasn't like, because I was coming from like an artistic like eye, I'd look for different things in the lens. So it wasn't just like I'm just pointing and shooting and just hoping for the best. So I was always looking for something slightly different, which is, I don't really care about somebody looking directly into my camera. You know, it's like, for me, yeah, that's a good shot, but it doesn't interest me. So generally when I'm at a shoot, I don't mind being that photographer who's on the side where everyone's at the front and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
What would you say is one thing you've learned?
Consistency. No matter how dead you might think things are going, just keep going. There's going to be dips and sort of like waves of like good and bad stuff in the industry or attention in that sense, but yeah, just kind of sticking to it, I guess.
Definitely, consistency is key, as they always say.
Yeah. Also, another thing I suppose is like when you do stuff, even if you do stuff that you don't really enjoy doing, just find a way to twist that to a method that you enjoy, and then that way you're doing something you don't really like, but you're doing it in a way that you like, and then that way you kind of keep it alive in your head. And it's easy to burn out.
Just quickly, since you spoke about burning out, how do you balance your personal life and your professional life?
Don't. I'll be honest with you, I don't have much time off. And you know what it is, I suffered a lot from my anxiety and shit like that, so it's like, for me, my artwork and my shoots and whatever I'm doing was a method of me getting myself away from what's in my head. So I consume every hour of the day with doing stuff or making stuff until I can literally knock out. And sometimes I wouldn't sleep for 2-3 days because I was just like constantly working. But it worked for me because it would keep my head active in the right way. So yeah, that trait is kind of carried on now, although I still kind of have my anxiety and stuff, but like it doesn't affect me as much anymore.
If you could change your journey in any way, what would it be and why?
I think I'd probably decide to take it more seriously from a younger age, just so that I had more years to thrive, especially from the beginning of the scene.
Yeah.
Although I have kind of been there from the beginning, but it's like, I feel like, you know, you always want to be a pioneer in something, isn't it? So yeah, just taking it back a few years, I guess. But other than that, to be honest, I don't like to really say, oh, I could have done this. And you make what you have work in it, so.
Kind of it is for your situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what would we be expecting from your work?
Hopefully more of an international audience soon. Maybe bigger projects. You know, I work on a kind of day-to-day basis, so it's like, although I have these things in the back of my mind, I tend to just focus on what I'm doing at the time, and obviously try to do things that can have catalyst effects on other things that could happen. But yeah, I don't try to look too far ahead. So yeah, while we was in the ends, I thought there's no better place to come than Grenfell, the memorial, and the actual building itself. But really and truly, being from Labber Grove, there's nothing you can do without kind of remembering the situation. And no matter what inspires us in the ends, we kind of remember our roots. And like I said before, it's like a very community-driven area. So kind of Grenfell brings us together, especially in this area a lot. So yeah, man, I thought let me just roll down here and do that.